you to start today's session. So
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I'll wish.
No, 1 second before we go. I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
sent a message that we need to download Trello and you do that, right?
Yeah. So that's the you don't need to download the Trello because
Yeah,
this is the
sign up.
clouds. Yeah, you need to sign up for free trial because I am thinking to bring something amazing exercises for each one of us. Okay, that will be some game and workshop kind of thing for learning purpose, which is required for Agile Scrum. Yeah. So that is well in advance heads up given to all of you. So you can do that.
Okay.
So can we start? Okay. So I take it as yes. So yes, Prerna ji.
Yes, thank you so much. Let me see the screen. Yes. So, once again, a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you to the third day of the 6th week. We didn't even realize that it's been around 6 weeks we are together in this journey, and we have been covering topics, each day, each week, and I guess your understanding is also building up. So last week was definitely quite extensive because there were a lot of things we learned. So many type of analysis, activity diagrams, mind maps, SWOT analysis, fishbone diagram, process flow diagram. So all these things, do not get confused into jargons. I have been repeating this line over and over. So try to understand and trust me, this PPT or even rather the earlier PPT or the internet has enough material, to understand. If you have still any doubt, we are there for sure. So I hope that you are doing or you should be doing some self study on your part, because when we share details with you, that's one thing. Second is how you understand and digest it, and third how you brush up it. This is how we used to get prepared for any exams or vivas or stuff like that. So yes, we I suppose we had a very in detail session, so I'm not willing to for our concern from our time point of view, because today also we have many topics to cover. But if you have any doubts, we have kept Q&A sessions in upcoming sessions, dedicated Q&A sessions. So you can park your questions. I'm sure you might have some, and we can take them further. But please go through these topics once you have little bandwidth or you feel like exploring some options on internet as well. Goroji, we want to add something to this?
Not exactly whatever you said, that's right. We need to keep on getting clarity further. So hope everyone is getting clarity with every subject and everything. I see that Rahul is joining and he is dropping, I don't know why. Okay, anyways, that's it. Yeah, keep getting clarified for each and everything. So yeah.
So yes, this is my everyday question. So have you guys, any of you, and it's just a plain question, do not feel that you're being cornered. Have you guys got any time to watch Guru Stu's videos? As in, not only ours is definitely fine because you've attended the session, but about the others' videos, as in, other trainers, PA videos or Agile Scrum videos. Anybody?
Building up the knowledge is the key.
Guys, please answer because I just want to.
Prerna, I watched
Mhm.
day 5 and day 6 videos one more time because I was confused and I thought that if I keep watching, I'm gonna get some knowledge from that. And I
Perfect.
got little
Perfect.
confused about the SWOT analysis. So if you could
Okay.
just briefly tell me, that would be great. At the same time, when you guys were talking about the flow diagram,
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do that, and in that, I was just so confused about the shapes, okay, because the every shape has a meaning, right? So, for
Right. Right.
example, I'm gonna ask you because, um, gosh, hold on, sorry about that. In those diagrams, it has some symbols, right? So I was
Right.
confusing input and output symbol and in the process symbol.
Oh,
Okay,
is it?
so
Is
if
it?
you could, I mean, yeah, I wasn't sure like what
Okay.
is the processing is gonna happen there and what's the input and output is gonna happen there. So if you could just briefly tell me, that would be great.
Yes, not an issue. Anything else?
No, those are the two, three things I
Okay.
came with.
So do not get confused. I know that because they do look similar, you might have a feeling, oh, uh, you are confused and stuff like that. So it is not like that. As I had earlier mentioned, the round sign, right? You remember?
Yes.
Hello?
Haha.
Yes, yes, yes. So, round sign is basically the start of your any a process or flow.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's there, and that is the start, and the end would be round again, but it has inside little what I would say, another circle to it, and the out inside circle is black, outside circle there is a white background, and then it's the similar. See, basically start and end is basically a node, just a beginning and end. So they are similar. So start
Mm-hmm.
is a proper filled round, if I have to call it, and end is normally the round within a round, circle within a
Mm-hmm.
circle, and that is with black and white. Okay, and process
Yeah.
is very simple. Process is just a rectangular block.
Okay.
Process is just a rectangular box. Yeah. And I'll also tell Dipti, along with Dipti, everybody, even today we are going to learn some diagram. There will be some shapes. See what happens, because you might have seen all these shapes for the first time. You did not, study them maybe, or you did not have knowledge about it, or this was the first time you were saying something like this. So all these things, they will definitely create some confusion, some doubts in your mind, but do not worry. Just like how we understand, how we learned the theorems or algebra, uh, whatever, for the first time, and it was so confusing, it was so overwhelming, but later as you started practicing, studying, it was easy. So I'll just recommend, take a picture of any of the easy image you have, or the simplest which I had given in earlier PPT. Take a image on your phone, or if you have a printer at home, take a printout and stick it somewhere, especially where you take the lesson, and just keep in front of you, like how we have mentioned other important details like manifesto or maybe principles, or some, like how we used to have it on the head points for the exam. Keep that. So whenever you keep looking at them, you memorize them. Your mind kind of gets accustomed. And even if you don't, there is a good news. We have internet, and generally nobody might ask you symbols like that. But then it is good to know. To be very honest, you never know, somebody might be from that background and they are more keen. So they might just verbally ask you. See, nobody generally asks in detail to draw in-depth diagram. They might ask you how the flow works, but then with this experience level, nobody expects you to do hands-on that much at front, because they assume and they do realize that you do have experience or background. So don't worry about that. You The more you look at it, the more you keep watching it, you will get a view of it. So not an issue. Okay, Dipti. And also I'll just request for today, for some of the what I would say questions. We have decided, me and Gaurav, that we will park it for the session. So please write them down in your diary or in your notebook, or or you can WhatsApp us later, because what happens when we get too much into this, the portion or the topics which we have decided for the day, they remain. And right now our focus is also to complete the topic and then come to the Q&As, so we could take everything, because even today we'll be teaching some diagrams, and then there might be some confusion, or you might, when you compare, you're like, hey, this is same, why this is different. So yes, do not get confused, we will clarify, but please jot down your doubts. Your doubts are very important for us, because they show how much you understand, and where are you going towards the process. So yes, I think we missed the earlier slide, Gauraji.
Oh, really? SWOT analysis. So while
No, no, not
I'm
SWOT analysis. There was some theory before this, right? Or
this one.
okay, did oh no 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 did you went to the earlier slide? I'm so sorry, sorry. I was talking. No, no, come back to today's slide, not an issue.
Okay, okay, fine. So while
Yeah,
you
go
are
ahead.
giving the understanding on this, so let me ask
Prerna, are you
this
there?
thing.
Yes, yes. Tell me.
Can't hear you.
So she
Yeah,
was
you
only
couldn't hear
talking.
me? Hello,
Rahul,
Rahul?
I think Rahul, you are not able to trace our voices. So please check, or someone can help through
Rahul,
the
just
chat to
rejoin.
Rahul.
Yeah, rejoin in case you're not able to hear us.
Okay. So
Yes, yes, Gauraji, please go
yeah,
ahead.
so the thing is, someone can respond, please, to Rahul. So yeah, Dipti, I was asking you this thing. So have you ever gone through the flow chart? I believe that everyone might have, and during school
Yes.
time, or yeah. So let me.
And I created one also.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So let me tell you one thing, that whatever the diagrams we are going through or we are learning, the basic behind them is nothing but the flow chart. So whatever the basic elements you look at, the input box or output box, those are rectangulars one. Only decision box is the diamond one. So that you need to keep in mind. With the name, it only keeps changing. Okay, so but still you will find then that in activity diagram there is some part of flowchart has been taken, flowchart diagram or flowchart element has been taken. Okay, so this is for understanding purpose. Since you were asking for the SWOT analysis, so SWOT analysis is not a specific diagram, but this is only one thing, that is four what do you call, four division of a decision that includes strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, where you need to think about any problems, strength area, opportunity area, weakness area, and threat area, and you need to put them in writing. Did it give you a bit clarity that everything has coined up from the this, what do you call, flow chart? And in SWOT analysis, you need to think of these four elements and categorize them into different boxes. Is it
Okay.
clarify? Does it clarify you? Yeah.
Yes,
See,
yes.
you had asked this question. Hello, I'll just want to confirm.
Yeah.
Hello, so, who asked about SWOT analysis recap?
Dipti, I guess.
Prerna, I
Yes,
asked.
yeah.
Dipti.
Yeah. So Dipti, if you remember, I just want to highlight again. I had given the examination preparation example rather. So I had mentioned, okay, maths was my strength. I was good in maths, so no, I would like I did not need much practice on that. But then uh, science was my weakness, for example, and actually it was in a way. I never liked it much. So yes, science was my threat, or so strength was in this math, and weakness was science, opportunity was languages, threats was maybe completing paper in 3 hours. So when you know what are your positive and negative as a person, or as an organization from the product and development point of view. So for example, oh, I do not have skilled resources. So if you know that there is a threat, you can hire them, right? If you know that your current
Hello.
product is doing good. Hey, hi Pratik. Hi Rahul. Are you able to hear us?
You continue,
Hello.
Prerna ji. I'm responding to him. So he
Okay,
has.
okay. Dipti, did I answer you well? Why this is important and what basically it is? It is just simply knowing your positives and negatives and working on it from
Yes.
individual point of view. And in current
Mhm.
scenario, we are learning it from business point of view, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah. So Gauraji, will you please go to our today's slide?
Yeah, yeah. So yes. So is my slide visible? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
okay, fine. Fantastic.
Okay.
So let's move to next slide. So what we are going to learn it this.
Yes. So today we have
Hello. क्या हो गया यार?
tell him that we can hear him.
Rahul, we can hear you now.
Rahul, we can hear you. You continue, Prerna ji, and
Okay,
let me
so
respond
just,
to him.
yeah, yeah.
Hello. Yeah, yeah.
So today we have many further diagrams, and that's what I was saying. Do not get confused. See, all these diagrams are subpart or 360-degree view of the similar process. So these are all in a way interlinked, but they have some specific or some characteristics of their own. So today I will really like you, I will just expect you to absorb these things, try to understand what are they, and then maybe in the upcoming even definitely you can go ahead with your questions also, but in the upcoming sessions you will have more clarity when you will actually know, oh, that was a flow diagram, oh, this is an diagram, integrated relationship diagram, oh, this is WBS. So you would get an hang of it. So first try to understand, try to digest what it is, then we can definitely go ahead. Yes, Gaurav ji, please the next slide.
Yeah, superb. So yeah, here it is continued. So the thing we understood for business analysis models, what is the intention behind that? It is nothing but to writing the processes, simplifying the processes, and bringing it into the design. So yeah. So yeah, Prerna, you want to take next, and we can then start, or I can.
Yes, definitely, Gaurav ji, thank you so much. See,
Okay.
basically, when we deal in real life in organizations, it's not only theory. We have to practically deliver the application, practically, understand the flow, how the system will work. So that time, this visual modeling or diagrams come in the picture. One second. Yeah, sorry, I just got a. So basically, what happens? All the processes of your application of your business, those are models. So last week we had seen some of the diagrams, and you got some fair idea how the flow works. So today we'll go more into it, and we see more of the diagrams. So which are the diagrams which we'll be seeing? The process flow diagram. See, it's so simple. The name itself is so simple. You tell me. It's in plain English mentioned process flow diagram. So it simply shows you the process of any business or application in a diagrammatic format. So if you do not put too much efforts, or even if you do not know much, by simply the name, you know which kind of diagram it is, right? The second we'll be studying is business domain model or ER diagram. ER is short for entity relationship. Okay, this might be a new for you, but relationships is simple to understand. Basically, diagram shows relationships, diagrammatically perfect. So, whose relationship? So, entities relationship. Entities can be a modules, some models, some components. So, for example, if you're, for example, if you're writing a book, it's just an example, just outside our domain example. You're writing a book and you want to publish it. So, writer, publisher, reviewer, maybe critic, all these things are entities in that particular process, and they are linked together. So in SDLC, it's simply your planning team. I'm just considering entities as team. So your BA team, your management team, your planning team, your development team, your testing team, your maybe your customer team. I'm just making them team for simplicity's sake. So these are all different entities, and how the information, how the process flows between that will be shown. And UI wireframe prototype mockup. I think Gauraji, when we had this topic, the first name came to my mind, popped up to my mind was Nisha ji. As Nishaji was into designing earlier, I'm pretty sure she must have made hundreds of UIs and mockups for clients, because that simply means showing them a blueprint or some first level of draft of the design, how the page or how the website or how the application or product will look. So yes,
Yes.
today, yes, yes. So today we will go into that in depth. So I think we have a upcoming diagram, and Gauravji, will you please take up that?
Yeah, sure. So guys, understand this thing that when we are talking about visual modeling, visual means it should be visible, and model means whatever we are thinking has to be modeled. And we are thinking about the business, and when business comes in, it has got some information, it has got some, focus area, it has got some pattern, it has and these all things are clubbed into the requirement and ideas and in the business process. So that's why this has to be crafted by business analysts, and few examples are given under visual modeling itself, although few people refer it separately, but these are the part. As Prernaji has mentioned about process flow diagram, it's just to depict the processes, and then business domain model and ER diagram are one almost. ER means, as Prernaji rightly said, that entity relationship diagram. And what is this all about? So ER diagram, when you will get into the details of it, it has to show up generally the database graphical representation. You don't have to do anything with the database, you don't have to get into the database understanding as well, but you need to understand the relationship of two different table. Okay, for example, you are a seller and someone is a buyer. So seller is giving something to a buyer, buyer will have separate record or buyer's information seller will punch in. Okay, so seller, say for example, in a stall there are separate sellers, seller 1 2 3, and he is punching in the records of buyer 1. So he will take his name, number, so and then the another department will publish the data together for seller 1 versus the buyer 1. So this is just example, we will get into the detail of this. So here is and UI wireframe and prototype. Prernaji has told very well that yeah, this is the UI representation. It's a user interface representation. You can see over here, this is the workflow diagram. So that's the next one, and these things we are going through in slightly, just to let you know that these important parts, process flow diagram, business domain model, and UI mockups are part of visual modeling, which we will be seeing soon. However, the next one you should be knowing about the workflow diagram. So what is this workflow diagram? So as I keep on saying, and today also I have told Dipti that things has been coined from where, from this flow chart. So you will see these are the input models, and here I have tried you to tell something which you should be knowing as a business analyst. You should have this information handy with you, because what happens, and we are telling you workflow diagram. Okay, so we are trying to tell you a flow of any error identified in a software. Okay, so do you know that in the software there could be some error? Who knows that?
Yes, when you're testing, you get to know sometimes if you said X plus Y should be Z, or when you're actually testing it, it might not be Z. So that would be some error.
So yeah, so that error requires to be reported. Okay, it should be brought in the picture of everyone. Hey, we have got some error in the software. So this undergoes some flow, and what could be the flow? So that this flow you should be remember. However, this may sound very much bulky, but it is very, very simple. So the first thing what happens, tester identifies some error that we call it as a defect, and the moment we identify and we report, its status become new. Okay, and then someone authority, it could be test manager or dev manager, they first review that and identify whether it is valid or not. Okay, if it is valid, then another question is asked whether it is in the scope or not. If it is in scope, then has it been duplicated, has it been already raised, or it is completely new? So if they find that it is not duplicate, it is completely new, then it is assigned to developer. The moment it gets assigned, a status change assigned. And the moment developer takes from there, then he starts working, then he changes the status in the progress. Once the error is fixed, it is the status changes into the fixed. And once it is fixed, it is assigned back to a tester once again checks that, and he identifies that now this is working fine. He changes the status to closed after testing it, and in case it find that it is still not working, he will reopen. The moment he will reopen, then again it will go back to the developer, okay, and it will follow the process again. However, if a defect is not valid, it gets rejected. If it is in the scope or out of scope, if it is out of scope, it is marked as a deferred. And if it is already raised by someone, the defect is marked as duplicate. Okay, so this is a defect or error undergo a life cycle, and that's why this is called as bug life cycle, which has been tried to capture. The life cycle has been captured in a diagram, which we call it as a workflow diagram. This is very simple: new, assign, new, open, assign, and then fixed, and then in progress, assign, then in progress, then in fixed, and then tested after, and after tested it is closed, and if not, it gets reopened. So only 5 stages are there, that's it. And this is thing. Anything over here anyone has to speak?
Gaurav, I would like to add to this.
Yeah, go
Thank you,
ahead.
first of all, for giving a very real life work example. I just, as I always mention, many a times I on purpose mention the definitions from Wikipedia, or what are the standardized wordings which is used when we talk about any particular topic, because that is very important from interview point of view, or whenever you talk to people from your team in an organization. So it's good to know the lingo, or to the actual word. So if somebody asks you, or if you have to just explain, and or even when you start thinking what is a workflow diagram, so now you know how it looks, what elements it has. But in the technical terms, or maybe in the from the definition point of view, not the actual definition, from the understanding point of view, you can always say or think that it's a step by step representation of any business process. So because we're talking about agile and IT business, I'm mentioning it can be about any process. Your daily life is can also be a workflow diagram, but we'll just stick to the business part. So it's a step by step representation of any business process from start to finish, like how Guruji just explained from the inception of the bug till its resolution. So same way, I give an example of that was an entity relationship diagram. So that's a different way. So basically, how your day goes, how your day, typical work day goes. That's also a flow diagram. You start your day, you check your mails, as in not the actual day wise, the work start day. Maybe by 8 or 8:39 ish, you log in, you check your mail, you see what are the priority bucket list in your item, anything pending from yesterday. If that is not there, you go to today's task, as per the priority, as per the meeting set, you start working on them. And slowly, after one by one call, maybe one, but some set of mails, some set of clarity giving mails on whatever. And then your day comes to an end. So you see there is a process, there is a workflow. So these are small individual tasks or actions, basically, your work items, I would say. And those keep flowing in a particular format, one after the other, and then ultimately you come to the finish line, or you come to the end. So it is as simple as that. Then definitely there are some diagram, because it's a diagram, there are some shapes and sizes, so do not get confused in that. We have already discussed diamond depicts a decision making. So either it is a yes or no, that is decided there. I just mentioned earlier, the processes are as in the actions are, or the main highlighting pointers are shown in the diagram, that which is tasks are shown in the diagram, in a, what do you say, rectangular format. So all this is there. More you keep looking at these diagrams, these shapes, these flows, you will be, able to understand more. So yes, Gauraji, I just wanted to add that.
I
Over to
have a
you.
quick question. So as a
Yes, yes.
business analyst, like for the
Mm-hmm.
interview, right? Somebody will ask you, have you designed a workflow diagram? Do you know what a workflow diagram is?
Mm-hmm.
What will be the
Mm-hmm.
question? And what was our role would be? Could you explain that? We
Your
understand the
role.
process. I know we
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
understand what's a workflow diagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
It goes
Mm-hmm.
through
Mm-hmm.
decision making, but what will be the
Okay.
interviewer be looking from
So
us? You need to
okay,
explain that.
so first of all, as you guys have prepared BRD, we will be requesting you, or instructing you to prepare some flow diagrams also. That we have kept for our Q&A and upcoming sessions where there'll be a lot of hands-on. So first thing first, you will know, rather even you right now you know, but you will know actually practically how to draw a diagram. So your answer would be yes, I've drawn the diagram. And second, what was the question? What is your role in that, right? What you mentioned.
No, what is your role? What will be the interviewer's question will be, right?
Okay.
Interview
See,
will say,
mhm.
have you designed a workflow diagram? Have you worked on a
How
workflow
I
diagram?
have forwarded one email to WhatsApp group.
Now, Rahul, did
Okay.
you say something in
Yes,
between?
I have.
No, I
Actually,
didn't say that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Okay, so very good question, Mayank. And you know what? It is really it absolutely depends a person to person what kind of questions they ask. But then definitely it is right to be prepared. So when they ask you, what is your role or have you designed? So your answer would be first of all, yes, I have designed, because you will be designing. And I think in every session you're looking at least 3 to 4 diagrams, right, Gauraji, if I'm not wrong. So
True.
you have gone through them, you have at least seen them, so you're at a better side. So yes, you can give a brief but a very hit on the head type answer, which is normally uh, seek by any interviewer, that yes sir, I have, or no, yes I have designed and developed workflow diagrams to depict the process flow or the flows of my system. And then if you want to still go ahead, as per his question, or if you want to go ahead, you can give a small example of, in the last session we had, we discussed the example of logging into a system. Right now Gaurav gave a fresh example of identifying a bug and to its resolution. That's rather a simple one, and very easy to recollect also, because we're studying this. So yes, what happens when a new bug is highlighted by a testing team, how we verify it, how we check it for duplicacy, and how then it is assigned, and what are the steps. So basically, without having too many questions in your mind, you just have to follow the process flow. How any activity will go in flow, that has to be mentioned, and then you can. And also, again, to highlight on your question, see, every interviewer has different set of expectations or different set of experience of their own. So their questions may vary, but please do not worry. Nobody asks you a hard and fast definition, or at times they don't even ask you to draw, but you never know. Some might be, but then the amount of complication or complexity involved is very less, because it's an interview. Even they know giving hypothetical example is not that useful. So maybe once you join, then definitely they might ask you to prepare in your BRD and stuff like that. But in the interview, they just want to know that, are you aware of these concepts? Have you worked on them? Have you heard them? So once you give them enough confidence by giving a proper answer and using the proper words. See, that's why my focus is on the lingo or on the terms, because when if you say, yes, workflow diagrams are, a step-by-step representation of any processes and flows, and there are many symbols, and then you can talk about symbols, we have start node, end node, we have diamond for decision. I think you're good to go, as per the, understanding point of view. Gaurav, would you like to
Yeah,
add
yeah.
something?
So thank you so much. First of all, Mayank, wonderful question you had. So I would recommend, and it is expected whenever we are means teaching. So I would this should be unsaid. What do you call unsaid responsibility of each one of us as a student or candidate, that whatever you are going through, you should start working on that, even if we are not giving you any assignment. So good point Mayank has brought, and this is a very good reason. And Prerna ji has told that you need to showcase the confidence. From where it will come? So it will come if you have done it. How you will be doing it? You will be doing it in this way. Okay, in which way? That the moment you will undergo some training on any diagram, think of this entire training as a complete project plan, and in one of the project plan, consider creating a diagram as a small piece of project, which you whatever you learn, you need to write about that. So how will you write about that, or how will you design or craft on a piece of paper by pen? How you can do that? Say for example, you are already working for some organization, and whatever you are working, just try to debrief that workflow, what exactly you do. So what happens when you create that, considering this training as a project and assignment as a mini work to do, what happens? Your brain is already knowing and getting convinced that you have done it. And you don't need to lie, okay? Because even if you lie, your body does not lie. Okay, so when your brain gets convinced, your body gets convinced. Okay, so the moment you will go back and do this activity as a your home play or homework, that you have learned over here workflow diagram, and going back, and if you are into sales, you are drawing your own sales process, or one small activity of what do you call data entry part. Okay, and when you have depicted that well in the graphical model, in this pictorial model, your brain is so much convinced, hey man, you have done it. And the moment interviewer asks you the question that have you done it, you have to just answer him as a yes, I have done it, because you are knowing, your brain is knowing, your body is knowing you have done it actually in reality. But it is not needed to say that not in a project, but in case you are considering this training as a project, that too you can mention that. Okay, with one organization called Guru Schools we were working. Okay, and here you are not only learning, you are working, you are developing yourself, you are raising your understanding, right? So yeah, the answer would be yes, keep practicing each of the diagram where we have mentioned that business analysts should know that diagram. Okay, so the workflow diagram that goes with step by step flow, so you can demonstrate your workflow. Okay, and you can show us, hey, we have done this, can you just confirm that, how does it look like? So did we answer you, Mayank?
Yes, I think
Super.
so. I get it.
Okay, amazing. So
Gaurav ji?
get clarified at every moment. Yeah, Rahul.
Now, do you have time you and Prerna have time to explain this workflow diagram, or do you think I should park this question at the end of the session?
We have already explained that. If you have missed it, then what you can do, you can rewatch this in the recording. Okay, cool.
I didn't understand you. What do you mean?
We have already explained this workflow diagram. We are moving to the next topic. So in case you have missed it, please watch this video again in the recording. YouTube link will be provided to you. Is it okay?
No, I have reviewed it. I want to know the difference between this workflow diagram and the activity diagram you and Prerna taught us last week. So I think they are almost.
Yes. So Gaurav, that is what I've mentioned.
Take this question in
revision, yes. We can have the comparative discussion wherein we'll have different types of diagrams, and we will say what are the distinguishing characteristics of each diagram. So that is why I had Rahulji, I have mentioned that we can park these questions, because today we'll be learning more diagrams.
Okay, so right.
So,
So
yes.
we will
So,
have
so how
dedicated day for
definitely session.
question and
Yes,
answer as well. Okay.
yes,
So
Okay,
please
so
park.
you'll have a day where which will only be dedicated to questions and
Yes,
answers.
yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Because we understand there are many things going on. The diagrams do sound and look similar at times. So what is the distinguishing factor, and any other related doubts will be taken up. So do not worry. We will take that right now. Just try to absorb and understand each diagram as its own. So you will have understanding for that diagram.
So
Okay.
enjoy
Yeah.
and have fun with whatever coming on your way and try to get that. Okay. Get the hang of it.
I'm not sure why they're not clear cut all the time. Now, why there's always some confusion.
To whom?
No, no, no.
Okay.
The confusion is there because you might not be working on them regularly, or you might not having a face off daily. But if you go
Yeah, I
by the
understand.
words, the workflow diagram, so it shows you how the workflow grows. Flow diagram is individual to a particular flow. Activity diagram, it shows a particular set of activities. So English, even though it's a confusing language, but here they have used the most simplified words. But yes,
Okay.
not not this highlighting the importance of it. We will take up in next session. Yes, Gaurav,
Yeah,
over to you.
sure,
You want to
sure. Go
explain?
ahead.
Yeah, explain anything in this?
Yeah. So
No,
now
that's
here you see the ER diagram, which we have talked about, entity relationship diagram, which we also name it as a business domain model. So here we talk about the different relationship between two different entities. Generally, this diagram is represented in the boxes. So this is the simple one where it is talking about a customer and order relationship. So there will be two tables. So you need not to, as I said, you need not to get into the database modeling, but you can depict the representation, how this database will be maintained, what will be the relation. If one person is maintaining the record of orders, okay, so whatever the order has been arrived, what is the total amount of that order, and what is the order date, and it has been, this order has been dealt with which customer. So customer record will have customer name, his address, and contact. So this is the graphical representation. So order and customer will be related with each other, and that's why these two different entity are related with each other. They have to investigate, and they have to identify or grab some information about each other, and that's why this relationship symbol can be showed for two different square boxes. And then we will go in a complex one. This is a little bit intermediate complex example I have shared, where we are talking about there are different records, and there are different tables. So one is about apparel. It is talking about apparel will have different records. So this apparel will have to do about size. Then size will have the ID, size will have the code, and it will have the sorting order. For example, it could be small, medium, large, XL, double XL, and so on. Okay, so you can sort it, okay, in the database. You can give some code to that, and those sizes can be having some numeric identification code as well. So this is one table, and now it cannot have any relation, this apparel size, with product color, because size has nothing to do with the color. Okay, and that's why there is no relation. But when you will go down, you will find this comes under the product, and then we'll have the product table. And in that product table, you will find that product name is there, product ID is there, and other data. Say for example, product name is apparel, and inside apparel there could be multiple table as well, which we have not expanded further. It could be t-shirt or whatever, blah blah, various things may come up. So this you need to understand that apparel size has to do with product. So there you can just name them, you can have the identification about that, and any other, any another data which you want to maintain. And then this product will have different categories. So categories may have what? The category ID, and this product categories will have a different category table itself. This is just to just for the representation purpose. Actually, what happens, if I want you to let you understand, what I am going to do is this: I'm bringing a whiteboard in front of you. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So
Yes.
now understand some process, some business. Tell me example of any business, guys. Any one of you can quickly unmute yourself and tell me one business.
Pharmaceutical?
Food
Cloud computing.
Okay, food, someone said food processing and
Yeah,
cloud computing. And what else?
Pharmaceutical?
Pharmaceutical. Okay, so let's take the food processing. So I will take one. So food processing, and kindly excuse the, this drawing and the beauty. So it won't be that much beautiful. So food processing, what do you mean by food processing, Priya? Priya, you asked this question, right? You tell this.
Yeah, I did not say food processing. It's just food business.
Okay,
like
food
restaurants.
business. Food business
Yeah,
like
yeah,
restaurant.
yeah.
Okay,
So I think restaurant would be a very good example.
Okay.
If you know,
Yes.
because everybody can relate to it. Technical
Okay.
knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, so let's understand this restaurant. Okay, so restaurant will have what all? So restaurant will have different items. Okay, restaurant will have a billing system, so that comes in my mind first. Okay, then restaurant will have staff. Okay, restaurant will have staff. What else? Restaurant will have grocery. Okay, restaurant will have grocery.
Storage.
Restaurant will have storage. Yeah. And what else?
Sitting
Restaurant,
arrangements.
yeah, sitting arrangement will be there.
Menu.
Store,
Menu.
customer. Okay, customer. Let's take these many for now. Okay, so what exactly happened now? This bill ID may have multiple things. Bill may have multiple things. One could be the bill ID. Okay, bill ID. It could have also bill details. Okay, bill details. It can have staff information as well. So I'm writing it out. Staff information. Say for example, staff ID. Okay, and I found that it has different department. The moment I brought it to staff, my attention will go where? My attention will go over here, that it has some relation with the staff. Okay, from where it may fetch what? Staff ID. Now let's look about it. So what may staff have? So staff may have ID. Yes. Then staff may have its name, right? Staff may have what else? Staff may
Age.
have address, age. Okay, address, age, and there's many more things you can think of that. Okay, so I am fetching only one record, that is staff ID from here in my billing system. Okay, so okay, so it was actually staff, it was storage. So kindly excuse this. So let me correct it rather. So this is staff, and this was, okay, this is storage. Fine. So this is one example. Now you can get into the details of it. Okay, now this billing system, excuse me guys, it is about someone, about whom this billing system is about a customer. So it will also talk about customer. Okay, when it is talking about customer, immediately we will have customer ID, or in the sitting arrangement, it could be the auto generated. We always don't have that. Okay, so only customer ID, and then we will have sitting arrangement. So sitting ID or table ID, right? So that it will go inside this billing system. So this is just to let you understand how I am doing creating entity relationship diagram. So are you understanding what I was doing actually? So this is how you need to think and then design. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
So this I have just quickly done on whiteboard, but in some Microsoft Word or in something else, what you will be doing in some other software, you will be using this rectangular representation. The PPT has come back to your screen, guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Let me bring that back. Thanks. So this is how you have to consider that there will be some square boxes, you need to relate them. Okay, so like how I thought and I did, so this is how you are going to do it. So this was just a quick experience for you. So while we have just done that, let's understand about the mockup and visual model UI wire framework. Before I start talking about that, let me ask Prerna ji, do you want to add something what we did with ER diagram?
No, first of all, it was a very easy to understand diagram. So thank you so much for explaining that to them. So everybody had a visual representation of the diagram, that what entities linking or representation is. So again, just to understand these things, when we actually draw them, when we think on those lines, no, it becomes much more easy. So I think Gaurav, your example was on the point. Thank you so much. And we can definitely move on to the next topic for today. That is
Sure.
visual modeling, UI mockup, and So I had a interesting idea for this. I just wanted, before you and me start, I actually I really want to request Nisha ji to give us some glimpse of how it works, because she has actually worked on it, in real life. That was her profession, and she had her own firm with the team. So if she gives her a real life example for maybe a couple of minutes, other will also have the knowledge of her experience. So is that okay, Gaurav ji and Nisha ji,
Yeah.
with
Please,
you?
please, please. Go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah,
Nishaji, over to you. Yes, please
yeah.
tell us
So
what do you mean by what used to be the mock-up or wireframe, and Yes, please go
so
ahead. Thank you.
basically, like you would go to a client, say he wanted a website for travel and tourism. He's into business of selling different destinations.
Right,
So
right.
first you would ask him what is his target audience. If he's only doing high-end flights, you would know what kind of audience he's committed to, or he's like for every class of people, or something
Okay.
like that. If he has any color preference due to any vastu or anything, a lot of them used to believe.
Right, and also that goes with the logo also, right? If they
Yeah,
have any
and
particular
logo,
logo or symbols.
a lot of them would have their own logo, but since I was also a graphic designer, multiple times I created the entire brand for them along with the
Oh,
print
great,
and so
great.
that way, of course, and whatever the logo is, you take your color combinations
Yes,
pertaining
yes,
to it, so it looks
yes.
nice. And you take all the inputs from them if they have any other images which they would like us to put or
Right,
anything to add. We used to give them our own suggestions, and based on the talk, we would come up with a basic sketch. Now, I would do it in Photoshop because I knew Photoshop well. So with the exact color combination, even the font and how your buttons are going to look, like, and then the client might say, I don't want an exact square, I want a rounded corner to it
right, right.
or something. So with that, first you give them 3 different layouts. And if they select layout A, but in the layout A, they might want certain changes or part of B, you finally make up another one, which is a mixture of all what they selected with the changes. Once they freeze on a certain thing,
Right.
we would make an HTML layout, which is actually then frozen on. Like the HTML is, they can actually test it. Like after you do the
Right.
unit testing, you give
Yes,
them
yes.
where you've uploaded it, and they would actually see this is how it's going to
Access
look
it,
in the
access it.
browser,
Yes, yes.
where they accept the font size, the color, the size of the button, the placement of everything. After which it goes to the developer to put in his, programming, the backend code and all.
Whoa. Anything else you want to add?
No, and then once one page is frozen on, like home page, and maybe inner pages like say about us or something, all the
Mhm.
other pages would follow the same format. Like you can't have
Same
all the
structure,
pages.
same format. Yes, yes, perfect.
Yeah. So the links and all, we've already decided in the first meeting as to how you are going to present, like the destinations you're covering. In each destination, what is the cost? What are the different trips you're offering? How many days? Which hotels you're offering, etc. And you would have a query form, which would also come to you as an email, collecting
Yes.
the data.
Query or contact us form like that, right?
Yeah, and then
Yes.
it's on the client whether he wants to change the data through database. If the website is static, like wouldn't really change,
Mhm.
then you make it HTML. If they want to add their data now and again, then you make a backend for them, or you
Right,
do it in WordPress or something.
right, right. So yes, it actually felt like a real business or company meeting, Nishaji. You gave a very crisp and on point example. So this is for all. Nishaji has actually worked on this as a designer with her team and firm. So she definitely give apt example and apt understanding, and this is what I knew I would get from her, to be very honest. So yes, as the word suggests, UI wireframe or mockup. Mockup means we are just it's not the actual thing, but it might be a look-alike, or it might be the initial draft of your look and feel of your website and websites, products, web application, anything you name it. So I just want to highlight in this thing, in this entire business and day-to-day activity, we are very focused on functionalities and processes and how to achieve them, technology, everything said and done, but the visual appearance of how your website looks, what kind of flashy things it has. With taking the example further, Mishari's example of travel agencies, you have to have that side little bit flashy, little eye catchy, easy to understand, so a 60-year-old grandpa and a 12-year-old boy can also access it with ease. So all these things are very important from development point of view, from design point of view. So, and also some very interesting points, as Nishaji mentioned, that some people have this particular color format as per their Vastu, or maybe as per their logos. Or I particularly have, worked with clients who were very adamant. Like I've worked on two of the projects for HDFC Home Loans, for Bank of India, AXA Mutual Funds. Trust me, the color of their logo, the particular red color, or a red or maroonish color the BOX has, you have to have the similar theme in their application. Same with HDFC Home Loans, wherein they want to have the entire page in the color theme of their red and blues, and the similar shades, and the similar looking pages. So all that basically consists of a wireframe where you prepare a first draft of as per the client expectation, and you show them. And there's not only one design, there are multiple designs, usually three or more. So design A, B, C. So as Nishaji was mentioning, they might like the color combination of a particular slide or particular design. They might like some buttons, or maybe the text and other setting of particular design, and they might not like something, or they might like something. So this is their ongoing process, and then once after discussion we realize what they like or dislike, and then we can again go back to the designers and make another one and show them, and then if they like that, they can freeze it. And things really go minute, as per what is the text alignment, what is the text size, what should come where. So it is very neat and very accurate. So all the discussion is quite in detail. As a business user, as a business analyst, you should know what to place where. Designing is altogether a different game, and that is handled by the designing or the UI framework, UI UX team. So we have specialized teams for that. So maybe this example is pretty simple, wherein you know uh, you can see the company logo comes on the left hand side corner. The what I would say, highlighting features might come. This is a very simple, very like a newspaper type simple format. Inside pages of newspaper, at times they have these kind of displays on websites. Feature and pictures, and then they have all the functionalities or all the navigations given at the top, like pricing, sign up, and all that. So yes, over to you, Gauravji. I just wanted to relate to Nishaji's example and go ahead. Yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for pitching inside. So, guys, let's understand this thing. This UI framework mockup, as a business analyst, you need to depict inside the document. In any document, if you are talking about some functionality, you can go ahead further and you can add some element. Like in the discussion, we heard about the button and all. So, button is nothing but you can see the square. So, mostly everything in the any UI presentation undergo some square. It could be large, small, or medium. And there are three types of mockups, which we call it as UI frame. So one is called as low fidelity UI prototype, and medium fidelity, and high fidelity UI prototype. What are the difference? The low fidelity is nothing. You have to just talk about general layout, okay, of a screen. You don't have to get into that, okay. Not in the a specific UI element that you are getting into design and all. So you don't have to go inside that. When we talk about the medium fidelity UI prototype, so it will show up some of the UI element on the screen, but it will not tell you actual functionality, how it is working and all, okay. But it will talk about its feature, what it could be. So it's a medium level of representation, and the high fidelity will talk about that exactly how in the system these UI elements should look like. So for business analyst, you should be knowing that business analyst is the responsible for either low fidelity or medium fidelity prototypes. When you are creating these things inside any document for representation purpose, don't get overwhelmed with the discussion we had that some Nisha was doing some designing part and all that you needed to do that. No, not at all. You need to just understand that you need to create some or draw some squares in the name of drawing. So that's what low fidelity and medium fidelity you should be considering. The more you will get matured, the more the document will get matured. You can keep on adding and playing with the colors and all. So this is a very simple thing. I hope you all are there with me. Yes, give me a shout yes together, guys, please.
Yes.
Thank you. So who else is not with us? Yeah, someone has some question. Yeah, please.
Yes, Gauravji, I wanted to know any particular tool for creating this UI wireframe?
Yes. There is one particular tool. We can create these things inside PowerPoint. We can create these things inside Microsoft Word. We can also create these things inside inside Microsoft Excel. How we can create that? What you need to do? You need to just go to insert diagram. So let me show you something. So let me come back over here and yeah. So hope you can see the PPT in edit mode now. Are you able to see that? Where is my mouse? Yeah. Just tell me, Chanchal, are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm inserting one slide over here. Okay. And in that slide, I feel like creating something. Okay. So what I need to do? So I think you guys might have done it, but still I'm doing it. So I will go inside insert. Okay. It is asking me to resume the slideshow. Okay, no, I don't want to. So let me, come back. Give me a second. Yeah. So I'm going to reshare my screen. Just give me a second. Okay, yeah. So here is the slide. So what I was doing, I was just going to insert picture. Okay. So not picture, I don't have to. Then insert shape, and shape you will have the various stuff. Okay. I've created one shape has been created. Now go to another one, create another shape. Okay. Say for example, I want to create a diamond. So where is the diamond? Diamond. So can I see that? So there would be some, right? Here you go. Here is the diamond. So say for example, all of a sudden you find that I need to put some play button. Is there? Yeah, there is an action button. I put it over here. You can change its color as well. Okay, you can change its color as well. So go ahead, change the color, change the color. You are seeing now you have to do what you need to link them. Do you want to link them, or you want to simply create the form? So if you want to create a form, okay, so what you can do, place them inside any square. Okay, so say for example, I am creating a layout. So here it is giving me some layout. Okay, so this layout so you need to play. The more you will play, you will be these are very easy peasy things. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, I
so
get it. I just thought it will
okay,
be a more into
no. So
like a screenshot of a website. So I was bit curious to know.
no, and thanks for letting me
Chanchak,
know.
I would
So
just like to add, because I was a designer and was managing the project, I would get into that detail. As a designer and a project, mine was a small company, so I was doing both jobs together.
so and also, in case tomorrow if you guys are working with a customer and customer has shown that, hey, this is the URL and this is our old system which we want to migrate into the new system, they have given you the URL. So what you can do, simple easy task is that you need to capture that in for that in Microsoft in Windows come with snipping tool. Just capture these. No, so say for example, this is the menu button. Okay, you captured it. Now paste it inside the your Word document. Okay, did you get that? Because it may also happen that you are as a business analyst getting to understand one existing system which is going to be completely revamped and redesigned under new project. Did you get me? So if that is the case, and the system is already available for you to understand and to capture that, go ahead and capture that system. Don't get into the proper design. But if something is not at all visible, how will you do that? You will make that visible. How will you make that visible? By doing what I was just now doing. So did it add some valuable information inside mind and thought?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, welcome. So here we were. So entity relationship diagram is done. And now let's move to this mockup is also done. So guys, mockup is clear. You don't have to get into the detail of this. I just now answered Chanchal and it was very much simplified. Let's understand the very important thing is called as work breakdown structure. We also call it as a WBS, widely used inside for project management part. So as the name suggests, every single work has to be done what? Broken down. What's the word? Broken down. Yeah. So just remember in your mind. So just to give you the example, so understand this. A good work breakdown structure includes only deliverable and activities. Okay, you don't have to get into the details of that, but capture all the deliverables, what all it is going to give the output. And the best approach in WBS is placing deliverable as summary activity and breaking down these summary activities into detailed activities. So that's what I told you. Everything has to be broken down. Here we have taken the example of portal website. This may have project management activity. This will undergo requirement gathering. This will go design analysis. This will go site software development activity. This will also go testing and production deployment activity. Let me ask you, what do you understand by deployment? So except Rahul and Nisha, I want to know the answer from others. So I know that Dipti, even if you don't answer, or Priya, even if you don't answer, that's okay. But I want the answer from Mayank and Chanchal. What do you understand from?
So deployment means when the project, what we were building is done, and now we are actually deploying it to the customer.
In
Super.
production environment.
In the
basically.
production environment. Amazing. We had taken this. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy that you guys could answer that. So yeah, Rahul, you should be knowing this, what the deployment is all about. I believe so.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Gaurav, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Deployment, yes.
Thank you. So these are total different activities, and just to give you the example, we have taken one element and we have broken down them further. So we have taken the site software development, what all activity it will undergo. It will undergo HTML design and creation. It will have backend software. It will have graphic and interface. It will have content creation. Now every single element will be broken down further, but for example purpose, we have taken this backend software, and you see the naming convention, the numerical representation is how. So this is 0.0 and it has 5 elements, and every single element will undergo fraction 1, fraction 2, fraction 3, fraction 4, and every fractioned element will go further fraction. That will be fraction 1, fraction 2, fraction 3, means fractions. So this is how we are breaking it. Okay, so backend software will go database implementation, there will be middleware development, there will be security subsystem, catalog engine, transaction processing, and means just you can think of how at means a smaller level we can break down any bigger structure. Any question here so far? Will you be able to break any big project into the smaller activity, and that smaller activity into smaller action items? Will you be able to do that? If all of you think that you can do that, can you shout yes together?
Yeah,
I-
I think so,
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone who has answer as no? Anyone?
I'm not.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I don't think I'll be able to break it up.
Okay. So
Maybe
why?
another example might be helpful.
Okay. So what do you think? What could be the example?
Gauravji, if you don't mind, can I add something to it? Very simple, not on this line, but from understanding point of view. Okay. So in many organizations, the charge code, which is charged to the customers, to the clients, it is even called as WBS. So, for example, when I was a part of Accenture or L&D Infotech, every employee had a WBS. So honestly, that time we didn't know much of it. We just knew it was a code which is applied as per every employee. So, for example, per se, I'm a developer, so I have a WBS. That means I'll have this particular set of work items to do, and we charge, or customers is charged accordingly. Whereas a project manager will have a different WBS, and definitely his charges or his fees per day or per hour would be different. So I know this is a different example, but why I wanted to share that developers BAs, a Scrum Master, Project Manager, maybe a director, or directors are not mainly not on WBS, but especially in development part, all these people have WBS. That is, you know, work breakdown structure, which in turn tells you what kind of work they do, and accordingly they are charged to the customer. So even try to understand that also. As per your work, your fees is being charged, or you are also being paid. As your junior, definitely you have less salary, but as climb up the corporate walls, you get more experience. Your salary, your fees increases. So that depends on what kind of work, and what is the contribution to the overall process in IT, or any other development life cycle. So again, relating to Gaurav ji's example, the kind of work you're given. Okay, development, for example, considering we all are into development team. Okay, as per prior experience, Nisha ji might take the designing part of development, though it's a different entity, but still there are some designers, developers who have keen interest in development, so she might work on HTML more. Gaurav ji might work on database, no uh, database tables. Mayank might work on fetching the data on front end. Rahul, Chanchal, and Dipti and Priya might be working on the front end, as in how the look and feel works. So all of you have different set of work, and that decides your WBS. Or as per WBS, your work is decided. So this is what I wanted to explain. I hope it helps you to clarify. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you so much. So I just why I was asking you this question, Mayank, I am not going to ask you again, considering the time. The simple reason behind that I want to pull out the information from you, because information is already there inside you. You guys don't even aware. You need to realize that how that goes through my question. But I am not going to do that exercise. Let's understand in this way, in a simple way. Have you seen any organizational chart, any organization chart, guys? Or
Yes.
Mayank? Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
in organization chart, what happens? The name of the company and the division. Okay.
Mhm.
So it will go CEO, VP, then or say for example CEO, VP, and then under CEO and VP there will be departments, and under department there will be position, and under those position there will be some names. Okay, so this is a quick example. Okay, I have not taken multiple branches into that. Now take the second example. Second example, food processing or restaurant example. Restaurant, name of the restaurant. Restaurant will have different department. It will have serving, it will have washing, it will have cooking, it will have raw material arrangement, it will have staffing and HR and blah various things. So you take, say for example, raw material. So raw material will have a different branches. It will have purchase, it will have
So isn't it
record
like
maintenance.
similar to? Isn't it like similar to a epic, to a story, to a
Yes,
use
we are
cases?
yes, we are going there only. So there are bigger work, and that you are going to derive. So in document you show in a WBS manner. When it gets converted towards user story, that you will maintain in Jira and somewhere. But user story you cannot write like this, right? Here what we are showing, we are just naming the deliverables and activities. We are just taking a keyword of that, right? So that on high level customer can understand, okay, these things are going to come, these are going to be deliverables. Did you get that?
Okay, so the work for this WBS would be made for mostly client interaction.
Yeah, to understand the project. See, whatever the diagrams you have seen, no, its main purpose is to simplify the things. Okay, either I can get the multiple diagrams into one document, or I can go ahead with one diagram. But few diagrams are necessary to add, right? So everywhere you will find in any of the diagram, there will be some element of flowchart diagram that will be there. Decision or diamond notes will be there. Okay, so WBS generally is used in project management to break down a bigger project in smaller activities. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. So, guys, now understand this thing. So, the purpose is that whatever you are communicating has to be designed. Okay, and every communication needs to be designed, and that's why these diagrams came into the picture, and that's why we call it conversion to design. So, and that's how the things are moving toward design thinking. Any idea about design thinking? And here we are going to stop. What is design thinking? Anyone? Any loud guesses? That's not rocket science. I know that you might have heard from somewhere and somewhere read something and you thought that, oh, this is something looks like a bigger stuff. So just
Gauravji, I feel the closer we go towards 11 p.m., the thinking cap, starts to fade away. So
yeah.
yes, over to you. I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. So anyone, please tell just loud thinking, guys. We are talking about design thinking, and I am asking you to do a loud thinking.
Design thinking may be something to do with design.
Yeah, Mayank, please complete. Design thinking.
Design thinking, what makes sense to me would be like, whatever the design is, you're trying to do a flow chart or design, think of how to make the design.
Yes, rightly said. And who else was adding something?
No, it was the similar thing what Mank said.
Super, Dipti. So what do
is
you...
it a graphical representation of what's in your mind or what you're thinking?
Yes, rightly said, Nisha. So
like
do you know...
use a pencil if you want to show something,
yes. So what I was doing just a while ago, I didn't have any ready-made example. I took the example from your thoughts. Okay, I started creating the design in front of you. So it goes, when you are putting your thoughts into a graphical representation, that is called as design thinking, and that's where the entire technology is moving towards. This is in layman term. The more beautifully you can design, the more mature design thinker you will be called. But understand, every mature thinking, every mature design thinking coins up from a normal design thinking, that is the raw design thinking, what we have done in front of you. We have done it multiple times. So did you get that? The importance of these modelings are nothing to bring all your thoughts into design. Did you get that? Or you are expecting no? My senses has told me in the past, design thinking is a big jargon and I should be I'm not able to digest it. This is something like that. How many of you are feeling that?
No, I understood that.
Okay, cool. So I hope we all are on same page so far, and here we have come to the end. But Prerna ji, would you like to add something before we proceed and close the
No,
call?
I think we are good. We are good. Thank you.
Superb. So yeah, guys, so let me know if you have any question on this term. I know that you want to understand the difference and all. So understand that in mind, business analyst job is simplify the things. What is the job?
Simplify the things.
Yes, Dipti. Super. So we have to simplify, and you just simplified the question I asked, you answered. That was the simplification. And don't get into the more complicated stuff like why this these elements have been used in activity diagram, also in data flow diagram, also in various diagram, because everything has kind of from one place, and that's why you will see that it has been borrowed from somewhere else. Okay, so that was the thing. Any questions so far, guys?
No, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. I will take it from everyone as a good. So we are done. Prerna ji, you want to add something?
Gauravji, I just wanted to highlight once again, in every session we are discussing or we're introducing many new concepts which are interrelated. So they do sound similar, but their purpose and utilization is different. So I'll again recommend all of you, please take out time and at least revisit this video once it is uploaded, if you are looking for more clarity, check out other trainers' videos on the same topic. But just as Gauravji said, just be in this momento and keep exploring. So more and more you read, more and more you listen to the videos, you'll have clarity. So yes, that is what I
Thanks.
just wanted to highlight.
Thank you. And guys, whatever you have undergone about this designs, please pick up one or two and start creating your own self, so that your mind knows, your brain knows that you have done it in reality. Okay, so that even in interviews you can say, yes, I have done it. If required, I'll go through the videos again. Okay, so we are good. So thank you so much. I would ask Dipti, since you had answered, please tell me one word from today's training. Yeah.
I felt that I am one step closer to understand the BA. So thank you so much, guys.
Wow. Congratulations. Call out someone's name.
Nisha.
Nisha.
Creative.
Great.
Chanchal.
Chanchal.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Mayank.
It was fun. It was fun. So who's left? Deep Chanchal? No. Rahul.
No, it's me. It's me. It's me, Priya. So I would also say it was fun and super informative.
Thank you. Call out Rahul's name.
Rahul?
Yeah, I would find this knowledgeable.
Okay. Call out someone's name. Prerna is left. Call out Prerna's name, Rahul.
Yeah, Prerna ji, please.
Yes, I would say it's super duper informative because we learned a lot. Over to you, Gauravji.
Thank you so much for your time, energy, and your effort towards the understanding. Please do the assignment. Consider it as assignment. We'll talk to you tomorrow again. Bye-bye. Take care and see you.
Gaurav ji,
Bye,
one
guys.
second.
Yeah. So rest of us can leave the room.
Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Welcome. Yeah. Good night. Goodbye.
Gaurav ji?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you one of the videos through WhatsApp to your number. I'm
Okay.
going to send you one more document in email, or can so
This
I
is
have
regarding
you-
what?
the work which I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm also going to send you in a VPC document, which will give you a good form, let you know what is the VPC service. That's one of the main components in our work.
So why you have shared that with me?
Because it's a video, it's a beginning video of our session. You'll come to know what is being discussed and why.
But it is asking for access. Let me share. Let me share my screen. So whatever you have sent out on these two things, I clicked on that, and now it is asking me to access that. So if it is from your organization, I will request the access. So don't share this information openly with anyone. If by mistake someone requests the access, it will be a big blunder. Okay. So
Then, I don't know how am I going to send it to you then.
so
what I can do is,
you have the access, download it, upload in your drive, and then you
There
share
is
that.
one more simple way. It might require some more space. You can actually record the video on your phone and share, but in that situation, the size increases. So whatever works. If you could download and share, yes, what Gauravji was saying.
I
that can
think
also
he
be done.
must be working on laptop. So yeah, so you can use screen recorder and all. There are various elements are there. You can use them. Okay, so particularly first download it at your own place. Do not directly share from your organization. Okay, so first download at your end somehow. And
what I did was I emailed personally to my email. I copied that link and then I sent from my personal
but
email.
original link is from where? Original link is from company itself, right?
Yeah, so how do I do that? How do I then make it not from my company? That's what I'm not able to do.
So you download that information in your local, and once
Local drive.
local
In my C
drive,
drive.
local computer, wherever you want to, and once that is downloaded, then log into your personal Gmail account and then upload again in your drive. So that is one way. Second way, if something is being shared live, you can do screen recording, and once the screen recording is done, that gets stored as a mp4 or video. That video also you need to do what? You need to upload in Google Drive.
Okay, Google Drive is again my, okay. So what I do is I save the video in my local drive, and then through email, can I send it to your WhatsApp group? That will work?
Sorry, what you will do?